for help.
Welcome to J Silver Presents, where we present the best in esports from your favorite professionals. I am joined by Bjergsen on 100 Thieves. After that pretty tumultuous game, first of all, Bjergsen, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I just spoke with Vulcan from Evil Geniuses, and he told me the craziness on their side about those last 90 seconds. So I have to know, what was the last 90 seconds of that game like for you guys?
Probably a lot less fun than it was for them. I think we made a play earlier where we kind of dropped mid and we went through the side lane, and they reacted poorly the first time, and it got us a top tower, some vision, and we tried to run back that play, but once you do it once, I think the enemy team is going to be more ready to respond. So they were really fast at reacting and going down mid, and we were indecisive about doing the Baron immediately and then being able to base with the Baron buff or basing to defend, and we kind of ended up doing neither, where we were indecisive on the Baron, so we started it too late to the point where they could actually just go mid and end. So but it's a play that we haven't really done a lot in scrims, so it's natural that we're not going to really execute it perfectly, but I'm proud of how we played with how hard the game was for us and how far behind we were. I think we were doing a good job problem solving and coming back in the game and being in a position where the game was completely lost to actually feeling in control of the game for a while. And I think, I don't know if we're still down gold towards the end, but I think that we were in a position where we just a winning position, but just a little bit of a mess up on at the end there. Mm-hmm. Pretty big mess up, I guess. But
You mentioned a key word that I want to know if you can elaborate on, and that's problem solving. I feel like in team games, you often just see the comms when things are going right, and not those in-between comms when things are just like, okay, what do we do at minute X and Y? Can you elaborate on what you mean by like the problem solving when it comes to these crucial in-game moments?
Well, I think it's just a general thing, especially during the regular season. There's a patch every 2 weeks, and this is a super week, so we had like 3 days of practice, right? So we're not gonna. It's not like playoffs where you have so many reps on the comps that you're playing and you know exactly how to play them. So you're kind of learning how to win with your team comp against theirs as you go. Sometimes you problem solve faster, sometimes you problem solve slower. I think we just got really outplayed in the early game, and we had a lot of unnecessary deaths, but I liked how we started to problem solve how our team comp interacts into theirs as the game went on.
Still a very good point to think about. I know that not a lot of people from just your standard set of league players know how to do this problem solving, so it's interesting to hear from this dynamic. I want to pivot a little bit to 100 Thieves itself. Last year, I know from what you've said and what people like Whipple have said that there were a lot of tumultuous moments in Team Liquid that caused you guys not to do as well as you would have hoped. Now that you're on 100 Thieves with a brand new roster and a reunification with your former teammate in Double Lift, how have you been adjusting to the 100 Thieves environment?
Well, I think it's really healthy, mostly just because we have more of a, compared to TL, we have more of a mix between veteran and rookie players. So it's a little bit easier for us to get on the same page about things. And just when we discussed the game, I think Peter and I, whether we're able to make it happen in the game consistently is a different thing. That's going to take a little bit of time, but we have a pretty similar view on the game, just because we've played and had success with each other in the past. And obviously the game changes over time, but some basic fundamental things about how to play the game as a team really never change. And it's just a little bit easier for us on this team, I think, just because of the dynamic of us having had a lot of success together, along with having younger players who are really looking to soak up information and learn, for us to get on the same page. But we are still a completely new team, and it's going to take time for it to really seep into everyone's blood and for everyone to really see the game the same way. And that's what we're really striving towards when we get towards playoffs and these kinds of things, where we won't have to communicate every single little detail of the game and make these very elaborate calls, where we make a simple call and people kind of understand what their job is and how we want to accomplish these things. But that just takes time.
Mm-hmm. You're no stranger to working with rookies. You've worked with Speaker in the past when he was a rookie, when Biopros was in his rookie season, and now you're working with Tenacity and Bucio. How have you taken your skills as a leader, as an in-game leader from TSM and your TL days even, and help these younger rookie talents be able to really develop and succeed in a rather competitive environment?
I don't know. I think I don't really treat them too differently than other players. Like, I don't want to baby them. They're put in LCS because they're skilled enough to play in the LCS and in the aspects where they still need to learn, which obviously you do when you come from a less competitive environment like Academy. You need to start catching up, and of course I have patience with them when I need to, but also I'm just pretty hard on them, honestly, and I tell them directly what I see and what they need to work on, and I care a lot about accountability, and it's important that when they make a mistake, that they recognize that mistake and what to do next time, and that they're willing to just take accountability in front of the team. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I just try to teach them good habits in the game, try to teach them how to see the game at a little bit of a higher level than what was necessary in Academy, and it's a lot of fun working with these young guys. I used to be the youngest player in the LCS for quite a while actually, or at least I was one of the youngest, and now I'm playing with these players that are 7 years younger than me, so it's just an interesting evolution, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they're going through the graphics of the ages of the players, and you see like you were mentioning that age gap, it's just still incredible to see that healthy mix of young and old talent in the LCS. Want to pivot a little bit into the mid lane pool very quickly. Azir and Silas, we know they're staples in the meta. Thank God there's no Corki, otherwise we'd be seeing that too many times. But do you think the meta's in a healthy place where even seeing matchups like Azir and Silas being a skill matchup are more exciting, or do you wish there was more diversity?
I think actually quite a lot of champions are viable right now. I think Azir is kind of being taken out of the meta next patch from what I read. At least I saw one of the game designers tweet that Azir is getting like massively nerfed. I do feel like Azir has been the meta for a little bit too long. He was first picked at Worlds consistently. I think Silas is in a good spot where some games he's very strong, some games he's just okay, and some games he's weak. I think that's where every champion should really strive to be just situational depending on how the draft is panning out. Probably Azir is a little bit too dominant right now in the meta in professional play, but and then I think there's a good amount of flexibility, and I'm excited to see how this Aurelion Soul champ comes in and how he does next week, because that champ is performing very well in solo queue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been playing too much Aurelion Soul in the support role, and I still think he's a little busted. I'll blame Huhi on that one. I have to ask a little bit about just your goals overall for the split. You've won titles, you've been to the international stage dozens of times, but you've always said in the past, especially when you talk to my friend Carver at Dexerto, where would you say your goals are for this year?
I think the first step is just always winning a championship for me. It's been a while, since 2020 summer, I think, and even when we won that championship, it was at the office, no live fans, it was at the peak of COVID, and it didn't feel the same as my previous time, so yeah, I mean, I'm playing with Doublelift again, so hopefully we're destined for another championship, but that's really just step one. Step one is getting a championship, and then after that, just doing the best that we can at MSI and Worlds. And obviously, would love to win those tournaments as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. 2 more quick questions for you. Number one, you are always referred to as the GOAT of LCS. But in the promo, since I haven't gotten to talk to you at all this split, you were actually working with a live goat. What was that like?
That was actually a lot of fun. His name was Pippin, and I guess she's like a party slash goat for like music videos and television and stuff. And it was just a big old friendly goat. I fed him a lot of like apple slices and like hay or something. I don't know. I like animals, and it was just like a nice big friendly goat that I could pet and had to like hold on a leash, but he was so strong. But I think we made good friends, and it was just fun to do something a little bit different with Riot. Not just do the usual like walking and trying to look badass, but just just fun to shake it up and hang out with Pip.
Mm-hmm. 2 goats in the same room. Who would have known? Finally, I know I'm running a little over. Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans of 100 Thieves?
I think it can be hard to feel like it when you watch our games, but I do feel like progress is being made and in the right areas. It's going to take time since we're a new team with a new coaching staff. But I'm confident in the progress that we're making and kind of the vision of the team and the culture of the team moving forward. So I think we're still a positive win rate, but I wouldn't say right now that we're looking like one of the top teams. But I have faith in our process, and I hope that you guys do too, and that it'll end up winning us a championship for 100 Thieves at the end of the split.
All right, that's all the questions I have. Bjergsen, it is really an honor and a pleasure to finally get to chat with you, and I look forward to chatting with you again as the split progresses.
Yeah, thanks very much, Joe.
My pleasure.
EG is crying for help.